Hey everyone, how are we doing? I am so glad to see all of you again. I wanted to do a live. I don't want to cover too much. I want to answer some questions. I want to say a couple of things. I want to address a couple of things. I really want to talk to you guys. So I'm not really going to, go into the videos I told you I am working on right now, because I am still working on those, but I do want to talk to you guys about some stuff. I want to clear up any questions that you guys may have, and kind of address some things. Like I said, I have to. So first and foremost, I truly appreciate every single one of you for getting along yesterday in the chat. One thing I've always said from the get-go is that you agree to disagree, and you do so respectfully. And yesterday you guys really showed that in chat. You guys were very respectful to each other. So I really want to thank you guys for that. I very much appreciate that. It's nice to not have to, stress out about that and worry about that. If you've ever done a live, you know how stressful it is to kind of keep an eye on the comments while you're trying to do the live and stuff like that. So it is a lot to juggle. So I really appreciate that. And I wanted to tell you guys thank you for that, because it's very much appreciated. Next, I kind of want to just go over some things. Now, I'm trying to think of how to word this the best way to where it doesn't get twisted, it doesn't get manipulated, it doesn't get whatever. I did the live for everybody on YouTube. My entire reasoning for doing the live was to get Nick's side of his story out there, what he saw, questions that I had seen numerous times. I already had my answers. I did that because I wanted, instead of me kind of repeating what was said when I talked to Nick, I wanted to make sure you guys had it firsthand. I can't obviously, I have no control over the audio. I have no control over, the bandwidth, whatever it was. I don't have control over that. So I apologize for that. And that's something that, I'm going to see if I can help Nick with that for whatever live he does next, because he does plan on doing on his channel. So I want to just put it out there that I have seen things, I have heard things, and I'm not going to mention names because I'll continue to not do that. And I don't have an issue with anybody. And I want everybody to fully understand I do not have an issue with anybody. I will be 100% neutral the entire time until you do me dirty. I do not have a problem with anybody. And that's where I'm coming back to the agree to disagree thing, is that we are all in this for justice. We are all in this to help a child that lost her life. We are all in this for the same reasons. And I understand emotions go wild, and sometimes you don't hear an answer that necessarily is what you want to hear, and it doesn't go with your narrative of how you see everything surrounding KIELY's death going. And because of that, it doesn't mean you have to dislike each other. It doesn't mean you have to talk bad about each other. And I'm not speaking on anybody. I want this to be very clear. I'm not speaking on anybody but myself from something I personally saw last night that I am not okay with. So you don't at some point you could possibly agree again. So what I'm saying is that maybe stop and think about the good things in that person. Think about, maybe we don't agree on this, but we might agree on this. And even if you don't necessarily like each other or get along per se, keep it like you guys did in the chat. That was amazing. That was awesome. And I can't like I said, I can't thank you guys enough, because it's nice to see people that I know are not necessarily getting along. I will never be on any side. I will never involve myself in anything. That's just not me. I'm not going to do that. But I want you guys to know that I think that if we all just work together, instead of kind of, I'll use my thing for instance, ask questions instead of assuming, and don't, if somebody's doing good and you can prove that, always do your own homework. always. It doesn't matter whose mouth it comes from. Always do your own homework. And I've always said that. It doesn't matter what I show, what any of the other channels in this chat show, what anybody shows. Always do your own homework, because I try to share things so you guys can use that to do your own homework. These on the screen, besides 2 pictures, are pictures that I have taken myself. And that is to share with you. I already have all this to do on my own, and I want you guys to have that information too. So in no way would I ever not ask questions for people, but nobody asks me to ask questions. And if I don't ever talk to you, I'm sorry that you're upset that I didn't come to you and ask you what questions you would like me to ask. But that's not something that I felt I had to do. I didn't know that that was a requirement on the interview that I did. Like, I don't understand I don't understand how an interview that I thought was going to have such a, you can't guarantee what information is going to be released, but you can get a little more information that could possibly help you. You can't guarantee, that outcome, but it's like, sorry, my head's like 1,000 miles a minute right now. But the thing is that I want you guys to know I will answer questions the best I can. So don't say that I was there for the vehicle recovery. Don't say that I was singing at the memorial. Don't put me in this when I am truly trying to help. So I ask you, please do not do that. Do not bash each other. You guys work together on the case. Even if you don't want to work together, just everybody be nice, like agree to disagree. And that's all I'm going to say on anything about things. Like I said, I will never pick a side. People don't talk to me about things that are going on because I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear people hurting other people, because I know that feeling. And I'm currently feeling it after a live that I thought was going to be very impactful and help a lot. So I just want that to be known. Like, you can never take back the words that you say. You can never take them back. I mean, and each person, their words carry weight to them. So just think before you say things, and think before you, question things. Of course, look into everything, but use some common sense in some things also, because some of the things I heard are just very hurtful, and I don't want any part of it. And I'm not mad. I'm not whatever. I don't want that. And I don't want that in the true community. And I think the true crime community is much better than that. So let's talk about some things. So I heard, you guys can ask any questions. I'm reading the chat right now. I heard a question, somebody saying that it sounded scripted. To be honest, it probably did sound scripted, because I had, 45 minutes to get as much information from Nick as I could. You guys, I had 45 minutes to get as many questions out to, get, show his accomplishments, which are amazing, and get what he's going to do in the future, get that out and talked about, hopefully with a little better sound quality for him. So I had 45 minutes. So I knew exactly what picture I was going to click on next, because I wrote it down. I knew exactly what question I was going to ask next, because I wrote it down, because I had to, because if I didn't, I would have been sitting there jogging my brain for what to say next. So I just want you guys to know that if you think it sounds scripted, I apologize. I did my best to get in what I could in 45 minutes, and I answered as many questions as I could that I thought, possibly he would be able to answer from the chat last night. So that was my entire goal with that, was just to try to get as much in as, possible. Let's see, what other questions did I hear? Okay, so one of the questions was about the YouTuber that somebody had asked in chat if they had shown the footage to them. I'm not going to say names, not happening. You guys already know. So you can go back through the footage if you want to, from last night. So that the reason why I said the picture is because I had sent Nick a picture and said, hey, do you remember who was standing by you in this picture? Because it was a picture that I had found off of Reddit, and it was literally like this person was right over his shoulder. So I myself was wondering, who was that close to you to be taking that picture? Like so close that I could zoom into the phone if I really wanted to. So that's where that came from. That's what that's about. I don't see any questions yet, but you guys, I have no reason to not answer questions. I truly put my stuff out there that I go and I do to try to help anybody in any way. I just want it to be used for good. I just want people to like, I mean, I just want it to change, you guys. I want it to change. I want it to be where, you know, it kind of was before they had said it was an accident, because everybody got so angry, I feel like, and understandably so. We all are. But I just want it to go back to how it used to be, you guys. So, and speaking of these pictures, let's go over some of these pictures real quick, shall we? So this one, oh yeah, I can't even. So top left, obviously we all know that's the surveillance photo. In that photo, you guys can take this off there. I can post it in a community post. I don't care however you get it. Please do your homework on the side-by-side comparison on these pictures. This is at the gas station by Boca. I will not release the name. It has been released. I've seen it many times over, but you know I'm not going to do that. So please do the side-by-side on these. This whole thing, I mean, the sticker thing totally matches up. I've done lighting changes, all kinds of crazy stuff. So let me get my little thing out of the way. The bottom picture right here, that is where the picture of KIELY was taken. Obviously not that right exact place, you know, where that picture is, but that's up top on this. This is the car glass. Like, this is the tire tracks that I saw when I was out there, but the water was so low, it was obviously not related. The tunnels. This is the man-made bench thing I keep telling you guys about. That is directly across the lake, past the like opposite side of the boat ramp, where I said I've driven all the way around there, where it looks like that's where headlights go. Like, I want you guys to have this. This is for you guys to use, but like, that's the thing, is like I will always clear up anything. I will do my best to, you guys. So if you have questions, what do I think about the last pick on surveillance? Let me tell you exactly. That's a great question, Jill, because honestly, so that video surveillance, I understand. Remember, you guys, agree to disagree. Let's please. Yes, there are stairs to like get up to the walkway. Yes, I took that picture on the stairs, I believe it was. I don't know how many stairs, but I believe there was 2. I'll have to double check. But yes, there are stairs. And yes, it is definitely the RV park. I will definitely agree. Like, that one is please take that picture. So the surveillance picture, okay? So that surveillance picture, to me, looks like, and I've said this on my lives before, it looks like she's wearing white shoes. I kept saying, it looks like she's wearing white shoes. Now, I don't know, you know, obviously it's that surveillance picture. We already all know how frustrated we are with it. My thoughts behind the hair, all that kind of stuff, I've gone over before, but I think it's just where that angle is. The picture that I took, there's a small little circle, you know, those old school type surveillance cameras that are in the like bubble things. It's in one of those. It's not gonna be the best quality. So anyways, back to what I was saying about the shoes. The shoe, I always thought the shoes were white, and I always did, and I've said it a couple times in my life. When Nick was describing the pants yesterday, which he said were dark color, and he said the shoes, he said they were gold. Now, my thing is that gold to me makes sense if there's algae there, if there's mud there, all that debris. I mean, that makes sense. I honestly think that it's, you know, the shoes would be the same if those, I mean, they look white in the surveillance. Like I said, dig into it if that's what you want to do. But yeah, no, that was kind of eye-opening to me yesterday when he said the gold, because I don't I don't believe it like clicked when we talked before. And some things didn't, you guys. They don't click. It's kind of like a moment. Like yesterday, I was pretty much in awe that I literally interviewed the man that found Kylie, the girl that we're trying so desperately to bring justice. And it kind of chokes me up to even say that, because that's a pretty amazing feeling. And then for how bad it went last night, it was really crappy. But anyways, but yes, and you guys, like I said, I understand some of us have very, very, very different ideas of what happened. Some of us have very different, thoughts. And that's why I want to agree to disagree, because we can all get along for the common good. And that's Kylie, and that's bringing her justice. So I that's perfectly fine to, not agree on something. So is your serious thought that pic is of Kylie? Yes. I do think that's Kylie. And that's my opinion, you guys. In my opinion. Interview with suspect, Ben, you change your... Hey, Kristen. Sorry, guys, I'm going through some of the comments. And I guess before I release the video on that second memorial, I could just tell you, while I have you guys here, and see if there's any questions or anything. But why did law enforcement say different color, like black? Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea why they said that. And you guys, there's so many things that we're still questioning. We're gonna keep questioning. But I myself am working on getting answers. I truly am working on getting answers. Like I am. I'm trying my best, you guys. I truly am. But I mean, nobody has a magic wand and has, something that's just going to show up. I mean, I truly need that CHP report to be released. I want to see what that says. I know all of you guys are waiting on that too. The FBI report. Those are very, very, very important things. And I truly believe that once that comes out, some things will happen. Things will move. So I don't really know what to say about that. But I'm working on that. I'm working on that. That's all I'm going to say. I am working on that. I am working on anything, trying to find out what's going on with that. I have calls in. I'm trying. I don't want to give you something that I can't provide if I cannot provide it. So hi everybody that's joining. Thank you guys for being here. What was I going to talk about next? I'm sorry, my brain's all over the place. Oh yeah, the second memorial. So the second memorial, I received an email from a viewer, and she said that she had gone there, and like I said, I have a video coming out, so I'm not going to give dates right now, but it was after Kylie was found. But I do have dates, and I have receipts on that, like legit, like her actual receipt. But they went there, her and her, I believe it was cousin or her friend, I can't remember off the top of my head, went to where Kylie's vehicle was located, and they had gotten these I believe they're hearts. They're those stones that were over by the second memorial. So they had gotten those, and they wanted to place them there where the rock said Kylie, where her car had been pulled out. But when they had gotten there, the dad was there, and the dad was there with a diver and a couple other people. So no, the diver was not Laptop. And I don't know exactly, who, but the dad was there with a diver and I believe a couple people. I think the young boy, I don't know. I'll get, like I said, I'm going to get the video out. I have it all almost ready. So then they looked over. So if you're facing out, they looked over to the right, and then that's when they saw the heart that was there. So for the second memorial, that's when they found it. It was right there. So they left their the things that they had bought for Kylie's memorial, they left it at the second memorial. So every time I've shown something of that second memorial, their items have been in that memorial for Kylie. I mean, it obviously was there pretty close after, if they're, if the dad's there with the diver and they're obviously still looking for Kylie's belongings, which, sadly enough, I believe if Nick and AWP would have been involved with that recovery, that wouldn't have been something that would have had to have been questioned, where are the rest of her belongings? Also, there's something I saw somebody in here that had said something the other day. It was something about the phone and trying to so let's talk about the phone. I don't know where the phone is. Back months ago, I did a video on a clip of Travacado's video where it looked like there possibly was something in the grass there, like the dog had dug it up or something. It was black, and then there was something with some it was what was it, teal and purple. And I was just trying to adjust pixels on it and see what I could see if it was a phone, because that was a question. Is it a phone? Was there a phone there? And I still don't know where the phone is. I haven't really been on YouTube, so I don't know if there's been any updates on where the phone is. But I did want to address that. Like I said, I want to get questions out, if things that I've seen. So something other than celebration of life. This is different. What date was dad back there? Okay, actually, you know what? This was on the day of the celebration of life, Mark. I believe it was the day of the celebration of life that dad was out there. Like I said, I have it all in a video. I will pull that up for you guys. They had the phone. Okay. Yeah. And I would love to know that. I still don't even know where that last ping was. And I guess there's a video I'm supposed to watch to find out about the last ping, but I don't know where I saw that. I saw that somewhere or heard that somewhere. I can't remember. So only update I saw was that someone said Ellie mentioned they had the phone via social media, but I haven't seen it all. Okay. Yeah. And see, that's the thing. I still need to know what the 4-cone. Yes, exactly. That's okay. Killshot on that. Yeah. That was one of the reasons why I posted some of those pictures last night, because that video with Adventures with Purpose, you can 100% see, it looks like jet skis right there in the exact same area as where that second memorial is. Those are the bushes right there. So yeah, I really, 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 SF said on CNY, Ellie has it. Okay. So Ellie has it per the interview on CNY. But yeah, no, I'm still very much trying to figure out that second memorial site. And like I said, in that AWP video, they're right over it. They're literally right there. There's all kinds of pictures where they're right there in front of that second memorial. But why that second memorial? It's just so strange to me. And I would love to know who put it there. Why is it there? That's not where, it was located, or the vehicle was located. That's not where anything, you have. It's just one of those things. It just doesn't sit well with you. And I feel like that was taped off before anything was taped off on that beach, honestly. Let's see. So on side that did not have the phone, and he was looking into it. Prevention. Yeah. And do you guys have questions about the interview? Did you guys have anything that you maybe couldn't hear correct? Obviously there was times where it was really bad. And I saw some comments where people were saying that the mics were going over each other, but I mute my mic every time I don't talk. So it really, I think, is something to do with the bandwidth. This is the only thing I can think of. We couldn't even have we couldn't even like hear each other at one point. There were some issues. Like we had some issues. And so I think we got it figured out as best we could, but it might just be bandwidth, or I'm going to see maybe I wonder if he just needs some speakers that aren't attached to his laptop. I don't know, but I'm going to try to figure it out for him if I can. Why no updates? I hope since Nick came to talk, someone else will come forward and talk. So, Bridget, when I talked to Nevada County Sheriff's Office, they made it seem, to me, in my opinion, the detective that I spoke with, it seemed as though he wants to do a press conference. That's what it feels like. It feels like he wanted to. It didn't. Yeah, Robbie, he was plugged directly into the modem. Yeah, he was. Because I'm not having sound issues tonight, am I? I feel like you guys would have told me if I was having sound issues. But yeah, he was plugged directly into it too. So, but yeah, so the detective I talked to at Nevada County Sheriff's Office, he sounded like he wanted to, but it was more like, well, my boss, or or my superiors, or we're doing it to protect the family, and it was more like we want them to kind of heal from this. But at the same time, I've never once seen in any news anything where they don't do a presser to update everybody else on it. I just have not seen something like that where things are not squashed or things are not put to rest. And I honestly feel like maybe they're hoping it just dies down, and it doesn't. And I even said, after that CHP and FBI report comes back, are you going to do a presser? And it was probably not. Like, they're probably not. So it's I don't know their logic with it, but it's something that I feel like they're fully against for whatever reason. So they're probably not going to do one. And I asked, I don't know if I have had a live since I talked to Nevada County Sheriff's Office. I have no idea. Life has been crazy. So I asked him, basically, what is, if the FBI report and the CHP report come back, why is it not going to change her death from an accident? And he basically said that he talks to them every single week. And so he's, basically pretty much fully involved in what their findings are and all of that, and that nothing is going to change the accident thing. Now, my question is that there's still no FBI or CHP report to the best of my knowledge. So why is it taking so long if nothing changes? Like, if it's a cut and dry drowning, she was driving 9 miles an hour down this road and drives directly in and doesn't hit her where's that? That has to be in a report. They have to say how her vehicle got in that water. So why is it taking so long to write that? If it's that cut and dry, if it's that simple, and it's staying an accident, why is the report taking so long? And that's something I want to know, is where is the report? Why is it taking this long? Because it's not like it's a little department doing it. CHP, they're pretty big. So I don't know, just something I thought I would go off topic with. Unless they're investigating and they're just holding it close to the vest. Okay, and that's another thing, is that I've thought that also. What if and that's the other thing, is I even confirmed with him that the case is still open. So yes, the case is still open. I confirmed that myself. But that's the other thing, is that hold on, I just saw that comment disappear. How do we know that they're not investigating it? How do we know that they're not? And how do we know that they're not, putting not releasing much because they need that information. Because I mean, I see it all the time where they say, we're looking for this suspect for an incident that occurred, blah, 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 and then that's all they say. And they don't say anything else regarding that. And they don't address anything regarding that. And that's usually to kind of set them up to kind of walk into it, or let them get comfortable, like, hey, I got away with this. I mean, there's also that, like I said, we have to, I mean, I do, I personally, I have to keep an open mind on, like what if they are still doing an investigation and they just put, I mean, I get it, the accident thing, that doesn't really seem likely with what I'm saying right now, because it really doesn't. But I like to think out loud sometimes. But you know what I mean? If you know, to told you guys. What? Question. Do you remember the date you went there at night with all those dirt bikes? Yes, it was the 11th. I believe it was September 11th. September 11th? October 11th? It was September or October 11th. I believe it was September, though, because it wasn't. No, I think it might have been. No, I think it was maybe October 11th. I'll have to look because I have it on my dash cam footage. But I have all the fire cams for that too, to kind of prove which area is which for my own eyes and all that. When I was parked in front of, the sanctuary, and then coming down the sanctuary, and then seeing the motorcycles at one bend, and, seeing those motorcycles on the on my dash cam, and then seeing those motorcycles on my or on the fire cam video. So it was kind of weird to see that, because remember, I don't know if you guys remember, I kind of caught that on live where it was like, wait, hold on, and they were on my dash cam too. So it was interesting because it kind of gave me a really good idea of where a vehicle is traveling from, down from the sanctuary, and where headlights show up, where they don't show up, where they're even more prevalent, when they're facing directly at the camera, when they're facing away from the camera. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty helpful with the fire cam videos. I know that's a sore subject for a lot of people also. I think that's where agree to disagree came in, truly. What if KIELY was in the passenger seat and the rushing water from that side pinned her in and she couldn't get out, but the driver had more time and worried about themselves and got out of there? I mean, that's a possibility. I mean, it is. I mean, everything at this point is a possibility. And that's the thing, is that you have to really think about what we do know and what we really don't know. Although I feel like if the driver got out, and this is just in my opinion, if the driver got out, because the window for the driver was smashed. So if they were in the driver's seat, they could have busted out the window, but that would have been the only way they would have gotten out. Because if you look at the picture, it looks like the glass is just all broken on those edges. So I don't know. I don't know if that, I feel like the door would be open and like, I don't know if you guys remember that, like the pushing of a door, you can't really like just push a door open in water. I mean, it's almost, that's really hard. So I don't know. I don't think that would, I don't know. Any mention on why they allowed? No mention on running the show. Would go so far and truthfully, yes. And that's honestly, Tracy, that's honestly something that I actually told him. I said, this would stop so much of your guys' headache, because guess what? People aren't going to stop. You and that's that, and they know that. They're very aware that nobody's going to stop until they know. And that's the thing, is it doesn't seem to affect them, which is mind-boggling to me, because I've never seen a department work like that where they're unbothered by the fact that people are still asking questions and they just don't want to give answers. So they have videos galore about them. I mean, it's really strange to me. Any word on why they allowed? Oh, I just answered that one. Any word? Ben, what do you mean by bamboozled? That would have given her time to have her throw and everything shook to block the water. Nick said the water would drag her to the back, which is a normal thing. Yeah, and that is something that he did say, that it's it is very often the person in the vehicle is located in the back of the vehicle, just from the pressure of the water coming in. I mean, he obviously explained it way better than I ever could, but he had his car and everything. But yeah, just the force of that. Jill, forensics can be worked for years, as a closed case can be reopened at another time with more information or improved forensic techniques and fresh eyes. Yes, and that's the thing, is that we don't actually know if they're not psycho. I wouldn't be surprised. We don't actually know what's being done. It's so hush hush. I mean, they could just be blowing. I mean, it's so hard to wrap your head around. Like, if you really think about it, it's really hard to wrap your head around the fact that nothing is, debunked or confirmed, or here's the video of, say that surveillance video, like some of you believe it is her, some of you believe it isn't her. So say that video exists, which obviously does. Why not play that video? Why not just play that video? This is where she was last seen, because you're still going to see walking through that. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I don't know. Or, hey, we went through footage, and as much as the tow truck driver believes he saw her, he did not see her, or the tow truck driver did see her, or however that goes, why not confirm or debunk it? Wasn't the back driver was down and the driver door window was broken on rolling. Yeah, and that, I mean, I wish they had an underwater camera I just wish they actually asked for help with how to get her vehicle out of there, because I feel like they did more harm than they did good in anything that they touched after she was located. They gave her necklace. All the rabbit holes lead to rabbit holes. Yes. Makes you wonder who's really in control there. Passenger side, the window is down or broken. Also, the back seat on driver's side was halfway down. Sorry, I heard late. Hi, Amy, Daisy. Hi, Gray Nicole. I didn't know AWP was coming. Yeah, and that was the other thing, is last, when I was just talking about, like, how did they treat you, and what made you guys search Prosser last? Like, that was kind of mind-blowing, because it still sounds, I mean, Nick's story hasn't changed. It still sounds like they sorry, I got sidetracked with a comment. Like, they didn't want him to look there, almost, because they said they searched it so well. But I'm just mind blown. Like, no, we got this one. We did everything. And some of the older articles from back in the beginning kind of say how they searched near the dam, and they had all this, attention towards the dam. But the party was over there, and there's a way to the water right there. So why would search the dam if there's no damage to any of the barriers on the side of it? Is just kind of unreal to me. And not focus. Yeah, don't look here. And not focus on where the party was. Like, that road is its own separate road that the sanctuary is on, and then you go up another road. And then to get down, you have to, you're coming down the road, and then you make a left to leave to go out through Prosser Campground. But she would have had to have made a right. And then after she made a right, she would have had to have chosen to make a left. So I don't know, maybe they didn't search there because it doesn't make sense why, her knowing the area as well as she did, she would just drive there because it's not even the way you would go. But neither is, I mean, to the best of my knowledge, I don't see why they would check the dam so much like that. That's just always been something weird to me, to put so much focus on the dam. I would buy the theory of the body going the back way easier if the strap hadn't been hanging out the back. Yeah, and I asked him about that, and he said he didn't see that, but if he, now that he has more experience in the classes, I guess, or the certifications, I mean, he's really taken his career into another direction with getting these certifications. He would have handled it a little bit differently, and that's one thing, is that we all learn from a situation. They probably didn't realize what, how crazy this was about to get. So, I mean, I'm glad that mentally he's doing okay, because that was something that was very, concerning. Like, how are you, after something like that? Because I can only imagine. And I'm just glad he's okay, and he's doing some amazing things, you guys. It's amazing. I really hope that some of these law enforcement agencies take him up on it. Just, get that training. It's so worth it. I mean, obviously, in a situation like this, it wouldn't have saved a life, but Kylie could have been located much sooner had they have searched. Oh, I mean, searched thoroughly. Oh my God, it's very surreality. Oh gosh. Everyone, thank you for being here. Okay, so I am going to hop off of here. I just kind of wanted to get that out there, that, I wanted to answer any questions. I didn't really see many other questions come through, but you guys, please feel free to send me an email. I just would like everybody to kind of just get along. Like, I'm not mad at anybody. I have no issues with one single person. I get along with anybody that gets along with me. Like, I truly feel like that's how it should be. And nobody, this isn't a competition. Nobody's better than anybody. Everybody should be working to bring the justice that Kylie deserves. And so I really hope that we can, keep that going, and let's bring the positive back, you guys. This used to be a place that we all used to be so excited to go and talk about our ideas and kind of brainstorm it together. And I miss those days. I miss how it used to be, you guys. So if anything, can we all just agree to disagree? Because I really think we all need that. I think 2022 and 2023 have already been too crazy, and let's switch that around, you guys. Like, come on. I mean, you don't have to like each other, but let's all get along. Let's work together, you guys. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I really do. And I hope you all have a wonderful night. Thank you for spending your evening with me. All right. Bye, guys.